Hello and welcome to Yoga for Everyday People. So in this episode, as we've been exploring rocking the pelvis and how to put the pelvis in the appropriate alignment and how to work the segments, it goes quite well to figure out how do we sit for meditation, but also for other seated yoga postures. So as you can see, I've got a variety of props here with me to show you how we can sit for meditation and for certain seated yoga postures. So we'll begin in the chair. So I'll just move and you'll get a lateral view of me in the chair. So if I don't have this lovely wedge, if I don't have this lovely wedge, my pelvis, you remember the golden fluid, tilts backwards, so I lose some of my energy. So I'll show you now what that looks like. So I can still grow tall, my feet are flat to the floor, but notice the pelvis is tilting backwards. My lower back is rounding. So I have a force, if you could visualize an arrow, a force going this way, so something is pulling me this way. And if you can visualize an arrow going up, because I'm trying to grow tall, so I've got a force pushing me up. So with time, as I meditate, I might experience a little bit of discomfort. So if you have a lovely wedge, notice what's going to happen to my back now, and I place it onto the chair. Do you see the pelvis is tilting forwards now, and the spine can rise up from the pelvis, and I can use the natural structures of my body to support myself, and I don't feel the arrow that goes under pulling me under, so I feel much more relaxed in this position for meditation. Feet are hip width apart and firmly planted with the earth. So for those of you who'd like to meditate in a chair or to do postures in a seated position, this is ideal to be in. Obviously you might not have a wedge at home. You could use like a cushion and try to create a wedge with the cushion. So now we'll have a look at some of the seated options. These are called, if Ben takes his zafu from underneath them, zafus, and they're wedge shaped and they're great to help you do seated positions. You can get them in different heights, and you can get them with foam inside, or you can get them with bulgur wheat inside. And if you do get them with the bulgur wheat inside, you can remove the wheat and place it in a jar so you can get it to be the right level for you. So if Ben and I both begin with a side view to you, without being on the zafus, on the meditation cushions. Okay, and can you see what happens with the side view? Like we did in the chair, you have one force. The pelvis is tilted backwards. So if Ben and I were to try and meditate for 5 minutes in this position, eventually we'd begin to experience some sort of discomfort in the back, because we can feel one force pulling us underneath because the pelvis is rounded and the energy, the gold fluid is tipping backwards. And as we're trying to grow tall, we've got another arrow going up. So that's creating tension in the back and in the spine. Whereas, and also if you notice, before we move on to that, can you notice as well, because the pelvis is tucked under, the hip sockets are helping the thighs to go up towards the sky. So the knees are up, they're not dropping down. So if we both place our zafus underneath, or meditation cushions, can you see what happens? The pelvis rocks forward and we come into more of a neutral pelvis position. It changes where the hip sockets are so that the knees can go towards the floor, and most importantly, our spine is free to rise up naturally from the pelvis. Now, even when you're in this position, depending on your hip design and your flexibility, you may find that your knees are still way up high. If you've got bolsters or pillows or bricks, if Ben passes me those pink pillows, bricks that we've got there. Thank you. You can use them for extra support so that you can relax in the hip joint area. So just slot them in underneath and then you can relax in your meditation position. Fantastic. So as we're seated in this position, we can begin to create circles with the trunk of the body. So coming forward and moving round to the back, coming forward and moving round to the back. And then let's circle the other way. That's it. And now if we come to face you, we can sit with our legs straight out in front of us, still have the pelvis tilted forward, and because I have knee sensitivities, this is quite an extreme stretch for my knees. If I place some bolsters underneath the support, it's quite nice. And we can do what in yoga is called head to knee pose. So you can begin with your hands beneath your belly. Then on your inhale, you can draw your hands up to your heart, palms face forward. Then as you breathe out, you can reach and fold, breathing in, uncurling, drawing the hands up the legs and reclining back a little. And then exhaling, coming forward again. And then inhaling, uncurling, coming up. Lovely, and then exhaling, coming forward. I mean, obviously, if these options do not suit your body and you prefer to be seated on the floor, have a play. So Ben will stay as he is. I'll remove my props. Okay, and it still feels nice. I feel fine in it, but those props, and in particular for Ben's type of body, using these props are very beneficial. So you're always choosing and adapting what you need to do. So Ben comes back into his cross-legged position for if we were to meditate. Another option that a lot of people like to adopt for various reasons is to sit kneeling for meditation. This is also a good option if for whatever reason you don't like to be cross-legged. So you can sit on a bolster or you can sit on a pile of bricks. And again, when you're sat in this kneeling position, the pelvis can move forward a little bit, enabling the spine to free up and lengthen. And then you just place your hands on your thighs and you're ready to go. Obviously, if you have any problems with the feet or the knees and you need extra comfort in this kneeling position, you would place a blanket underneath you, maybe a cushion beneath each foot to help support your practice. So we look forward to exploring some meditations with you in the near future. Namaste. Look forward to seeing you at our next episode for Yoga for Everyday People.